Mark Donovan from HomeAdditionPlus.com, and today I'm going to show you some tips on how to cut drywall. First, to cut drywall, you need a sharp utility knife. Make sure you put a new blade in there every time you're going to start a drywall project. Second, you need a keyhole saw. This is useful for cutting around the outlets or switch boxes in the drywall prior to hanging it on the walls. With this particular utility tool for drywall, it also includes a rasp. This is useful for smoothing the edges of a cut in the drywall after you've made the cut. To cut a large section of drywall, draw a straight line down the length of the board using a straight edge. There are large 4-foot T-squares that are perfect, meant for drywall work. But if you're doing a small project, any type of straight edge, I'm using a square here. And just basically run your line down the length of the board. Once you've made your line on a piece of drywall, use a straight edge such as a 2x4, or if you had a T-square, even better. And then just put the 2x4 or straight edge up against the line and use your utility knife, and you're going to score the surface of the front-facing side of the drywall. You don't have to go too deep. All right, now that we've scored the front surface of the drywall, we're basically just going to take the palm of our hand and hit the back of the board so that we snap the board on the line. And you can see here we get a nice clean cut. We put it at about a 45 to 90 degree angle, take our utility knife, and then just go up the back of the board along the line that's made from the angle of the two sections of the board. We just go up with the utility knife, and we've got a clean cut. To smooth out the edges of this cut board, we're going to use a rasp and just run it up the edge of the drywall. And with that, we're ready to install it on the wall. To cut out for outlets and switches, we mark the dimensions of the rough opening of the outlet box, and then we use our keyhole saw and we plunge it into along the line of the marked out area of the hole. Once we plunge it in, we just work our way along the edges of the line. And there we go, we have our opening for our outlet or switch. Now we could have used a router. That's becoming very common with professionals nowadays, but again, if you're using a small project and don't have a router, again, a keyhole saw is perfect. It's what's been used in the past for many decades. To trim a small section of the drywall, say 1/4 of an inch, we can use our utility knife and our finger as a guide along the edge of the drywall and then just run it the length of the board. We then repeat the process on the back side of the board, again using the utility knife to score the back surface of the drywall, and our fingers again as a guide. We run it the length of the board. Now once we've scored both sides of the drywall, we can now snap it with our hands and fingers. And we'll do this the whole length. Once we've snapped the drywall, we can use our rasp again to clean up the edges of the drywall. And again, with the rasping done, we're ready to install it on the wall. So those are the basics in cutting drywall. Again, you need a sharp utility knife, you need a keyhole saw with a rasp, and you need a straight edge. If you have any other home improvement questions, visit us at HomeAdditionPlus.com today.